I joined the church when my husband and I moved here from St. Paul. We each went to other UCC churches when we were dating, and I came from a congregational background. He came from an E&R background, so we made a pretty good mix. But we joined the church with our oldest daughter, Kara, and then our twin daughters, Katie and Emily. They were just turning 1 and they were baptized on the same Sunday. So it was kind of a all-in-one party for our family that day. It's been a joy to be a member of Peace Church. My husband and I had met so many people. And one of the first places we met a lot of people were in the nursery. There were lots of little kids, and we met their parents, the Gazeys, the Hampshires, the Pretzes, the Wergelins, the Petersons, and on and on and on. And our kids kind of grew up together in the church. Dick and I got interested or involved in the church pretty early, in the nursery for one thing, going to worship. We talked to a lot of people during coffee hour, got to know people. Eventually I started teaching Sunday school, and I think that was about the time Dick was involved with the building committee. He was kind of a hands-on person. After several years of teaching Sunday school and hanging around Peace Church and being involved kind of with our kids groups and things, I took a job as the Christian education director. I worked for many years in that position. I did a lot of teaching, organizing, Christmas pageants and carnivals. I'm forgetting some things, but I was a busy person during that time. And I served with a couple different pastors. I served with John Pegg and I served with Kathy Nelson. I also served with a couple interim pastors, and it was kind of interesting to see what their role was before John came and before Kathy came. I have a few notes that I have to go off of. Oh, another interesting thing about when I was on staff, I knew all the kids and all the youth in the church and their families, not the families real intimately, but I did know a lot of people in the church, and taught a lot. I also realized when I was working at the church I was attending that I saw things from the same perspective members do, but I also saw a lot of the background stuff, that like leaky roofs, frozen pipes or boilers that didn't work in the wintertime. One time I came into the church in the morning, there was nobody else there, and we had been vandalized, and that was a really scary thing. So having worked at the church, I was involved in the behind the scenes a lot, and people came to me oftentimes to find out where the paper clips were, where the toilet paper was, just kind of odd things like that. These days, because the church has changed around so much, don't come to me anymore for things like that, because I don't know where those things are held anymore.
How many years were you in that position?
Oh, I was in that position for 14 years. It was pretty much my children's whole school life, and it was a wonderful position because I could help my own kids, but I helped a lot of other kids along the way. When I left that position, I just kind of it was really interesting the way I was able to get back into my own faith, learning, studying, and so on. It didn't change my faith at all, but I was responsible for a number of things that as the Christian ed director that I didn't need to worry about any longer, although I knew a lot about it. So it was interesting to be able to sit back. I did keep up with all of my friends. Now that's another thing about my history and my husband's history at Peace Church, is that we have many, many very, very faithful and good friends, and they have been with us during times in our lives that were not wonderful and times that were great joys.
So Jan, what has involvement in Peace Church meant to your life and the life of your family?
Well, I have a few thoughts about that. One of them is that I have attended church, that I have attended tons and tons of worship services at Peace Church, if we're counting, over the 43 years. It just means that I've been busy attending church on Sunday mornings. But it's been a real bright spot in my life because of my friends, and two of them are sitting in front of me right now. We've always held each other up during fun times and not so fun times. So it's definitely been a good place in my life. It's also a safe place for me. I can go there for answers, whether I ask a friend or the pastor or just being around people in church. It feels like a safe place to me to be. I feel more worldly because of the way I see things, because of conversations we've had. Again, I feel safe. I feel involved, invested. I'm not real sure how else to answer that question. It's been a good place for me. I've been through some great sorrows. My husband passed away several years ago, and my friends were around and held me. Okay, so we had to stop there for a moment because one of my dear friends has called me the DC, the designated crier, and I'm just trying to control my emotions. But I was talking about when my husband passed away. My family held myself and my daughters in their arms, literally, and so did the whole church. And then a couple years later, I had a horrible accident that very much changed my life. And same thing. I was in a hospital in the Twin Cities, and my friends would visit my daughters who were there caring for me, and they'd bring them food, they'd bring them little gifts, they'd bring them arms to hold them. And my friends went through this with me, and they really held me up and took care of me. And they're still taking care of me. In my life, Peace Church is the people. It's not the building. It is what the people bring to it. And I am so grateful and blessed for Peace Church, and I feel honored to be a member. Thank you all, Peace Church.
And what would be one word that you would describe?
One word that I would describe Peace Church is home, Home. I feel comfortable there. I feel like it's where I belong. There are people who love me there and accept me unconditionally. I love it. Thank you, Peace Church, and bless you.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Sorry for the tears. There's probably a lot that other things I could say. My family is who they are because of Peace Church and the people there. Peace Church has taught us to go out and serve the world and serve each other.